Hello, Medfield, and welcome to the newest edition of Happenings at the Center. My guest once again today is Roberta Lynch, who I think most of you know from her job at the center, where she's been there for 20 years?
14.
14 years, seems like 20.
Yeah.
Okay, and does a good job, by the way. So she can tell us what's going on in the center in this month.
Absolutely, yeah. So May's a great month for us because we start out with our art show coming up on this Wednesday. Yeah, from 5 to 7. And so we have several entries coming in, you know, different, we have some quilts, we have on canvas paintings, we have some knitting and a whole bunch of different things, some wood carving coming in. So it should be very interesting to see what the people have done this past year. So I'm excited about that. And that's Wednesday, May 6th from 5 to 7.
Okay.
So that's good. And before I get into the rest of May, I just want to talk about the success of our yard sale in April.
Okay, tell us all about it.
Sure. So April 11th, we had our yard sale. Fosse runs a yard sale every year. And interesting, when I opened up the doors at 8 o'clock that morning, there was a line going out into the parking lot, which was wonderful.
That's great.
And I said, thank you all for being here and, you know, wanting to shop here and support us. And they said, oh, we look forward to this yard sale every year.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah, so, and it was so successful. Fosse brought in over $5,000, and you know, if it wasn't for the community with their donations and all the people who worked the yard sale, you know, sorting and cleaning and pricing the merchandise, and then all the people that came in to shop for the bargains that are there, it would never have been so successful. So we're just very appreciative for all their efforts, everyone.
And it's a nice social time, too.
It's
you walk around and see half the world, and it's just fun.
It's a fun day. It's a fun week. I've said this many times when I do this show. That week, you just see so many people coming together to work on this project, this event, and you see friendships form, and we have lunch every day together, and it's really just a great week and a great fundraising event for Fosse.
That's super.
Wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Another thing that happened at the end of April is we had our sound system installed in the hall. So that's very exciting. We have these beautiful, 6 beautiful Bose speakers, 4 in the large hall, 2 in the dining hall. And we have the ability to run music through an iPad or iPhone. We also have, you know, a CD player in there, and then we have the wireless mic system. We can divide the rooms. We can have the hall with just one room, one big hall, and it's going to be a great system. So I'm thrilled about that because we've struggled at some of our events for people hearing us because the sound system was just not that great, and now we have a very professional sound system in place. So, and I want to just acknowledge Chuck Conti, president of Fosse, who worked really hard with me in investigating the sound systems out there, and he and I would do site visits together, go listen to the systems, and we decided we used AdTech systems, and they were great, and it's up and running, so that's exciting.
How long has it been in?
It's been in probably, I'm going to say 3 weeks now.
Okay.
I mean, April just went by like whoosh, you know, it just seemed like it just went by so fast.
Yeah.
I can't even remember April, actually, you know, it just went by fast. I think it was getting out of that horrible winter, and then March and April. Now we're here. May. Today's beautiful, isn't it?
It was wonderful.
Yeah. Which makes me, a day like today makes me think about our summer activities and our cookouts and all the, you know, all the social activities we have during the summer, because I think summer is, you know, a social time, and it's, you try to get outside as much as you can, and we're going to bring the pickleball game outside. Hopefully we'll get people interested, more interested in that, and we have the bocce court that'll be opening up soon, and then our cookouts beginning June 17th. I think it's going to be a great summer for us again.
I think it will too.
Yeah, it'll be wonderful. But, you know, one of the things that I do in the summertime is plan. Oftentimes people don't want to go away for overnight trips or for whatever reason, but I have a lot of day trips planned for the summer. So in June, we're going to Gloucester doing a cruise out of Gloucester and a lobster bake.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. And that, I gotta have a look at my cheat sheet here if you don't mind. And that is June 11th. And we're going to Martha's.
What day of the week is that one?
Oh, Thursday, June
Thursday,
11th.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. And there's still space available. It's $85 a person. Martha's Vineyard, we're going on Thursday, July 23rd. Bus leaves early, call 7 a.m., and that's $79 a person. And these are just nice day trips. And if we have a great day, there's nothing better than doing a trip like that to Martha's Vineyard, and it's just wonderful. And then in August, Thursday, August 13th, we are going to Block Island. Now, we went to Block Island last year for the first time ever since I've been here, and everybody loved it. And they said, oh, let's go again, let's go again. So I planned it again. We'll see, what kind of a response we get. Because all of these trips, we really need to have 40 people in order for the tour company to allow the trip to go. So I work with Millis.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, and we combine with Millis and Medfield on these bigger trips, so we can fill a bus and make sure that the trip goes. And oftentimes, like last year, we were able to fill a bus on our own, so we would separate from the Millis group and just go on our own. So you just never know what interests people, But I think these would be some nice, and we have also 2 trips planned in September and October for foliage, and so those will be out in the June or July, August newsletter.
Who dreams up the ideas for the trips?
Well, I kind of hear what people are interested in, ask for suggestions, and then use that to plan the trips.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, and I'm always like, we did a trip yesterday. Oh, we went in to see Dirty Dancing at the Colonial Theater yesterday on Sunday, and a great show, by the way. And what I say to most people is, if you have an idea, just tell me about it and give me 2 or 3 months. If you hear about something in the future, I need about 2 months, at least 2 months, to plan it, get it in the newsletter, and market it. But I'll try anything as long as we don't have something scheduled the same week that is happening.
That's great.
Yeah. So I love suggestions, because sometimes you draw a blank. Some months are easier to plan activities than others for whatever reason. I don't know why, but. One thing we have coming up, Mother's Day, of course, is this weekend, and on Monday, May 11th, we're having a tea at 1 o'clock, and then at 1:30, I have, oh my goodness, Marilyn Manning coming in. I couldn't remember her name, I just looked. But she's going to come and give a presentation on color and how it affects our lives and what are good colors to wear for us. So that'll be a very interesting ladies' afternoon, and gentlemen, if they absolutely. But we'll have some tea to start, and then have a presentation on color. So that's Monday, May 11th at 1 o'clock.
It does sound good.
Yeah. So that was an easy one to plan. When you think of Mother's Day, and wishing all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day.
It's my oldest son's birthday too. I could bring him along.
You could do that if he wants to sit with 35 women. Sure. No. So one of the things that at the Council on Aging, we have some, and it's in the newsletter, we have a list, some of the services that we provide. And always we offer information and referrals. So if you come in with a problem with mom and dad or your spouse, we can refer you to people that might help with that, with whatever the problem is. If it's home health home health aid issues, or house cleaning issues, that sort of thing. We can give some names out and refer people. And we also have the Natick VNA that comes in, and on the first Tuesday of the month, she comes in about 11:15. She's there for an hour for anyone to have blood pressure checks, talk about any health concerns you may have. And Jean Sniffen, I don't know, do you know Jean? Maybe
I don't think so.
No, she's been coming to the Council on Aging since I started. She's our public health nurse for the Board of Health, and so she's there on the first Tuesday of the month, and will always be willing to speak with you about any health concerns you have. So, and again, I like to keep some of my nursing skills up. So if anybody, oftentimes I've had people come in and they need to track their blood pressure for, a week. They've started on a new
medication,
medicine.
sure.
So they can come in and I can be happy to take somebody's blood pressure if they need it, in addition to Jean being there once a month. So we also, and most people know about Meals on Wheels. Through HESCO and through our kitchen, the meals are packed, and then volunteer drivers for HESCO will drive the meals to homebound elders or people who have come home from the hospital and they're recuperating in their home. And it's a great program.
It is great. It really is.
It's a great program. And I think when I think about it, I think about adult children who may live away or in a few towns away and can't always get every day to see mom or dad. But if you connect with HESCO for Meals on Wheels, somebody actually goes, knocks on the door, goes into the house, says hello to mom or dad or whoever it may be, and they are actually, after, we have some, there are some drivers that have been doing this for years, and they know right off, just like that, if somebody's not well, and they immediately come back and report it to the mail site manager, Betsy, report it to our social worker and myself, and things happen when somebody appears not well. Things start falling into place to find out what's going on. So that's a great program.
It really is.
It's a great program. I mean, somebody will say, oh, I don't like the food. Well, for a $3 donation for your meal, it's actually very nutritious. It's a hot meal most of the time. Sometimes there's a cold, tuna salad or something. But the fact that somebody's going into the home and eyeballing the other person, every day, 5 days a week, if they sign up for 5 days, it's a great program. I love it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And we also have meals during the day, lunch at the senior center. We serve at 11:30, and it's a great way to get together, meet people, socialize, conversation, sit around the dining table is a great way to have your meal, have your lunch meal, and that's available to people. And all we ask is you give Betsy, really call Betsy at the center. Her extension is 211.
Okay.
Yeah, her extension is 211. And 2-day reservation, and it's a great way to meet people, especially if you're new. If you're new to the area, new to Medfield, that's a great way to get to meet people coming in for lunch.
Because when we moved here new, we had children, and children two of them were in school at that point. The others 4 were not.
Yep.
But that's how we met most of our friends, was through these kids. And people that are moving in at my age or your age, they don't have that option anymore.
They don't. And I'm going to be honest with you, for folks in their, late 60s, 70s, they might move into Medfield, move into Medfield to be closer to adult children.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a little intimidating to come in and walk into the senior center and be brand new and try to figure things out.
Sure.
So if anybody is new in Medfield and they want to come into the center, just give us a call. Let us know you're coming, and trust me, we won't let you go. You will be sure to come back the next day, because it's a great place.
No, I think it's a good idea. I really do.
Yeah.
Especially, I think single men that come in, I think it's harder.
Yes.
Even harder than women.
Yeah. So it's nice, and of course, we love the single men to come in. There's so many single ladies. So
I'm not in the market, thank you.
I know, I'm not saying you in particular, Ann, but well, we just had our dance on May 1st. We had our May Day dance. It was actually our Valentine's Day dance, because remember, February was just horrible.
Yeah.
But it was a great time. We had good music, we had delicious food, and a lot of dancing, line dancing, couple dancing. It was a great event. It was good. The other thing we offer is transportation, and transportation is the most important program that we could ever offer anyone. There is nothing worse than being stuck in your house, not being able to get to CVS for your prescriptions, your doctor's appointments, the grocery store, the post office. All of those are just very important errands that need to be done, and people need to have access to transportation to get those important errands done. So we do have transportation, and I'm very proud of what we offer. And that's why when you call the center and it says transportation, you press 1, option 1, because it's the most important program we offer. And Bill Party is just a great transportation coordinator. He drives people everywhere, and I think it's a wonderful service.
Yeah, I didn't see him around today, though.
He has today off.
He took a day off?
He took a day off.
Without permission?
No, he got permission.
Oh, he did. From the Pope and the President and everybody else?
Yeah. So, and we have great volunteer drivers who substitute. So today we have Bob Heald, that's running transportation, and it's just great to have people that can step in when Bill's not there.
Yes, it is.
And it's funny because the other day Bill said in the whole day, I mean, he was up to 20 people just bringing them to the center or to the grocery store or to CVS. I mean, he was just running people all day. There's some days we just never see him. And it's so easy to put, 75 miles, 80 miles on the bus in a day, just going from one end to the other. You know?
The best thing about Bill is he's always cheerful.
Yes.
And he always helps.
Yes, yep.
He's a great find, he really was.
Yep. Yep. Well, all the staff is just fabulous.
I know they are.
Just fabulous. Susan Bernstein's our volunteer coordinator, and she arranges, and she's a good one to hear about because she arranges those medical rides for people through our volunteer drivers. So if you have a doctor's appointment, say, it's a couple weeks away, and you need a ride, all you really need to do is call, give the information to Susan, and she will connect you with a volunteer driver who will pick you up at your home, bring you to your doctor's appointment, bring you back to your home.
Yeah,
And
it's great. It really is great.
Yeah, we really do need, though, 5 days notice for those ride requests because, just connecting with the volunteer. So the more time you give us, the easier it is for us to find a driver. Yeah. And then we have the Shine counselor coming in through HESCO, Trish, and she comes in on the 2nd and the 4th Tuesday from 9 to 12. And she's the one that if you're 64 and 8 months and you have to sign up for Medicare and you have questions about it, she's the one you can connect with and have one-on-one counseling and figure out what you need to do, when you need to do it, what are your options. She's fabulous. She's great.
Yeah, good.
And I'll keep going down my list here. So medical equipment. Now, a lot of Council on Agings do not have the medical equipment closet like we do. Back several years ago, there was some issue with, liability with the medical equipment. But I feel that it's important to have the equipment available to people.
You're darn right it is.
To have the walkers, and it's a limited supply. It's walkers, shower chairs and benches, wheelchairs, commodes, canes, grabbers, and some smaller pieces of equipment. And we do have some unique pieces, like a lap table or a slide board. So we do have some very unique pieces. So if you know of someone who might need the equipment, then give us a call. We'll tell you if we have it in stock. And it is a first come, first served basis. So if you know that somebody's coming out of rehab in 2 weeks and you're going to need a walker for upstairs, a walker for downstairs, maybe even a walker for in the garage so they can walk around outside with the good weather, then you give us a call because we can supply you with all of those. All you need to do is sign it out. There's, of course, no charge. We're just lending out the equipment, and when you're done with it, just clean it up and bring it back to us.
It was good from the other end too, because when I didn't need mine anymore, it was good to know there was a place to take it.
Yep.
So all the things, as I was finished with them after various surgeries, I brought it right up to you, and it's nice to know they're already paid for. Let somebody else get the monies out of it too.
Yeah.
Might just as well.
Yeah, it's great. The only thing I don't accept is crutches. I don't take crutches, but we have great supply of walkers and commodes, shower benches. So. And that shed that Fosse built for us back several years ago, along with holding all the voting booths, for the voting days, it's just really filled with equipment.
Yeah.
And a lawnmower and a snowblower and a few other things. But it's a great, I think that's just a great program to have. And then we have 2 support groups that Cheryl facilitates, the caregiver support group, which is open to anyone who's in that caregiving role, and they meet on the last Thursday of the month at 10. And we have a low vision support group, which it seems like people get a lot of support from and information how to make their life better as their vision is decreasing. So both those support groups are open to anyone if you have the need or desire. And low vision is the second Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
I go. I'm
Yes.
part of that. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a very good group. I think I think people support one another in groups like that.
Well, you know, you're not alone.
Right. Yep. Yeah. And then the one that I'm very fond of, obviously, is the Adult Respite Care Program. And that is a program that's open Tuesdays and Thursdays for a small cost to families or the caregiver. And that's supervised companionship, that there's dedicated staff that will stimulate, engage your loved one from 9 until 2:30. And that gives the caregiver a break, and they can go about their business, have a little time off, go home, read a book, put their feet up.
That's a real need. It really is a need.
It's a great program, and so it's 3 years old. Actually, March of this year, it celebrated its 3rd birthday, and thanks to, and I'll always say thanks to Medfield Health Foundation in Framingham, they gave us the money for the past 3 years to start up the program in 2012 and to maintain it for 2 years, and now we're self-sustaining, and the program's doing really well. Our goal was to have 32 slots, and I'll explain what a slot is. A slot is a half day of participation.
Okay.
So we always thought that 32 was going to be our goal, but actually right now we're at 37. So we're doing very well. We have only a couple of openings on the Tuesday and Thursday mornings, and that's all we have right now. We have a little bit of a wait list also. But it's a great program. Kathy and Grace just do a wonderful job with people. And then we have Jerry Ciancolo, who comes in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and he does cognitive stimulation therapy for folks. And it's just actually a fancy name for brain games, mind games. And it's really, I love to just step in and be part of it for a few minutes and listen to what they're doing, and it's very stimulating and engaging.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
important part that really
Yep.
is very important to keep
Yep.
your brain going.
In fact, the group has grown so much, the respite group, that we're actually in transition now, moving rooms around. You know, as you know, the respite was in the old computer room, and now we're moving respite into the card room on Tuesdays and Thursdays mornings, and then moving them into the craft room on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, so making some accommodations for the increased number of people that we're servicing. So, which leads me, of course, to our conceptual plans we have for an addition.
Okay.
Can't leave that out.
Well, we talked about it last time. I'd like
Yeah.
to hear more.
Yeah, well, we're not really, we're not any farther along just in having that vision of increasing the space at the senior center, because we do know that people are the 60+ population is growing faster than any population, and certainly we want to be able to meet the needs of the community members in town, and recognizing this and recognizing the need for the respite program, we do want to add on some space. It'll be a slow process, but we'll get there.
Hmm.
You know,
I'm sure you will. I'm sure
we'll
you
get
will.
there. Yeah.
You've come a long way.
Yeah. Right. Oh my goodness, when we opened in 2008, I think we have like over 900 active participants right now, and I think when we opened, we were probably in the 300s.
What's the busiest day you ever had?
Well, back about a year or so ago, I had all these signs up about
know, signing in.
scan in, and actually when you have those signs up, people actually scan in. Now, we just had a conversation last week that people aren't scanning in; they're just like strolling in. You know,
Wow.
oh, I don't have my card. Oh, I left my card in my car. All of that. So those, you may see those signs up again.
Okay.
But my goal is to always be at 100 every day, except for Fridays where we close a little early. And we do hit 100 many times during the summer. February this year was just horrible.
The whole winter
It was horrible. But yeah, so I may have to kind of push the signing in, because it's really helpful for us to see, you know, what day gets the most
Sure.
traffic in terms of planning activities. Do we need to change an activity to another day? So I can't stress how important it is
No,
to
that's
sign
right.
in. You know, yeah. Any questions for me?
I don't have. Are you? It sounds like you're busier in the summer than winter. Not just because of the bad weather last winter, but generally, are you busier in the summer?
Generally, we are, for a couple of reasons. One is there's no hesitation about driving for a lot of people.
Yep.
And the days are lighter longer, so people will come out in the evening because they can go home, you know, and it's still light out. So we are busier in the summer. But here's something that I want to say. We have a breakfast every month from September to June. And coming up in May, we have, oh my goodness, Nancy is coming in. Nancy Irwin is coming in to talk on recycling. So she's going to be there on the monthly breakfast, which is Tuesday, May 12th. And we serve pancakes, and we have some great chefs in the kitchen for our pancakes. We usually have Mike Sullivan, and town administrator, and John Naff, the building inspector, and Tony Santori, who's a Medfield, longtime Medfield resident, a Lions Club member.
As I am.
Yep. And we have Tom Sweeney, also a longtime Medfield resident and Lions
And the Lions had a very good event at your place Saturday night too. A
Yep.
great crowd.
Yep,
We're
great
very
crowd.
very pleased
Yeah,
Very pleased.
that was a fun night.
for the Corrigan family.
Yeah.
A sad occasion, but people had a good time. But still, it's sad.
Yeah, and the fundraising, I understand, was great, and so they'll be very helpful to that family and others, I believe, that might be
I hope
having
so.
some tough times. So
That's
yeah.
That's why so many people came.
Yeah.
Several people just came in, and some friends of mine came in, just paid their money, walked in and said hello to somebody and walked out. They just wanted to
Yes.
be there and just wanted
Yeah.
to make a donation.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
And
Yep. It was a nice event.
It's a very, very nice evening though.
Yeah, it was fun. Yep.
So the center's still available for events like that, correct?
The center is available for similar events to that, and the Council on Aging Board actually, you know, donated the hall to the Lions Club. So, and I donated my time to be there for opening the building, closing the building. But so they have come up with some new policies in terms of building usage for non-profits, town committees and boards, you know, that sort of thing. So it varies. It often depends upon what we have going on in terms of busyness, and what the board votes on.
Well, last year we had a collation after my husband's funeral. Now,
Right.
is that still an acceptable use up there?
Absolutely,
Because that
absolutely.
worked out beautifully
You know,
there. Because the
but-
parking is, we're talking February, so
Yes.
as you know, the parking is horrible.
yeah.
Especially that year.
Yeah, actually, Mr. Mitchell has my cell phone number and will calls if something has happened and that might be a need. But oftentimes it's in the middle of the week and we're just unable to cancel our programs. But we do the best we can.
I know you do.
You know, so yeah.
Well, so is that all your news for the month, huh?
Is that all my news for the month? Yeah, I think that's a lot.
That's
don't
a
you
lot of
think?
news, is right.
My God, going through what we do. Yeah, so I just say that, you know, if you're new to Medfield, or if you're new to maybe being in your 60s or 50s, stop on in and see what we have. We had yesterday's trip into Boston for Dirty Dancing. We had, which was nice, we had new faces, and when they were waiting for the bus to arrive, I saw folks signing up for some of the day trips.
Good.
And you know, we try to do things that are interesting, different, and again, suggestions are always welcome.
How can people get the newsletter?
So if you're interested in the newsletter, you can pick it up around town. You can pick it up at the center, or you can have it mailed to your home. We just ask you to come in, and we suggest a $5 donation to help with the postage and some of the toner and the paper for the printing, because we print it right out of our office. So that's really easy. You know, it's easy to come in and get on the mailing list for the newsletter.
Because several people have asked me. I said, just
Yeah.
call the center, 3665.
Yeah, that's it.
And they'll tell you about it.
Yep, and it is sometimes online. Sometimes it gets online, sometimes it doesn't, and I apologize for that, but I haven't quite figured out how to get it on the Council on Aging website. So if anybody's out there listening to me, if you know how to help me with that, I would welcome your volunteering to help me do that, because it just befuddles me. So
I'm sure there's somebody out there that'll do it.
somebody out there must know.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Roberta, for
welcome.
keeping us abreast on the newest events going on at the center, and I really wish you luck on the month of May. It's certainly
Thank
going to be
you.
a much better weather month than what we've been
Oh.
through this last few months.
Yeah.
And it's just great to feel warm for the first time in a long time.
Oh, yes.
So I look forward to the supper club very much. I love those and everything else you do up there.
Thank
It's a
you.
good event.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This program was made possible through the generous support of your Medfield friends and neighbors, folks just like you. And thanks for watching.